Rise in body and spirit and join our next hymn, number 18, our gray hymnals, What Wondrous Love Is This? What wondrous love is this, oh my soul, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this, oh my soul. What wondrous love is this that brings my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, and takes away the pain of my soul. When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, beneath my sorrow's crown, friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul, oh my soul. Friends to me gathered round. Oh my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends who pain and sorrow mend, with thanks unto the end, I will sing, I will sing. With thanks unto the end, I will sing. Please remain standing and join me in the words of our covenant found on our screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its call. Let this be our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. I'm Michael Leuchtenberger, and I get to serve as the settled minister of this caring, curious, and ever-evolving congregation. It is good to be here. Whoever you are,
Please be seated. Welcome to worship. It is so good to be with you this morning in person and online. My name is Dory LeCount, and I serve as the Family Engagement Coordinator of this music-loving and children-embracing congregation. We are here to support each other on our own and our shared spiritual journeys, centered in love, compassion, curiosity, courage, and joy. I'm especially happy to welcome first-time and returning visitors. If you are a visitor, we hope you will find us a community eager to welcome you and respectful of the path which has brought you here to us this morning. Anyone wearing a colorful stole, one of these, is glad to answer any questions that you may have. There is written info in the pew folders and at the visitors table for you to take. For our online participants, it would be wonderful if you introduced yourself on the chat so we know you are here with us. Our church buildings are located on the traditional homelands of the Pennacook Abenaki people, past and present. We acknowledge and honor with gratitude the land and the people who have stewarded it for generations.
For a complete listing of church events and news, check out our weekly e-bulletin or copy of Parish Notes, our monthly newsletter. Here are a few highlights. Our offering right after the service include a sermon dialogue with me in the parlor and on Zoom, along with an assembly table for whistle kits. We are preparing 3,500 whistle kits for 5051 to give out in Concord on March 28th. If you're curious to learn more about what those is all about, then show up as well. A contemplative practice session will also happen simultaneously, which will be a Lojong sampler with Betsy Black and Janet Kelly Vale in the chapel and also on Zoom. Kids ages 5 and up are encouraged to join our Young Explorers program, and younger kids are always welcome to stay in our Rainbow Room nursery. And then at 12:30, all are invited to our free community luncheon in Fellowship Hall, hosted this time by our Pastoral Care Associates. Thank you. Tuesday, all are welcome to join our weekly welcome table dinner at 6 o'clock, a free conversation-rich meal of plant-based, low-packaging food with gluten-free options, and then followed at 7 o'clock by our Blue Moon Music House at 7 p.m., as I said. Next Sunday, the youth group is going to be here supplying our food for the luncheon, and they have a special way to try and get us to fundraise for their trip to Alabama. And it involves your change box. If you happen to have a whole bunch of change at home and you're wondering what to do with it, please bring it in. We're going to put it in one big jar here, and then the youth are going to have you guess at how much is in that jar total, and whoever comes closest will win a little prize. But most of the money is just going to support their trip to Alabama in April and May. So please bring your change jars if you have them at home, or any change you find along the way this week. Wow, our auction raised over $18,000 last week. Yes. That is a record. And where is Lorraine? Oh, there you are. Why am I looking over here? So I get to be the talking head, right? But the real work is all done behind the scenes by a very special super volunteer, Lorraine Ellis. So yes. And she wants you to know that our second chance auction is still alive through tonight at 6 p.m. So no competition bidding, just bid the listed price and it's yours, including a few seats at our board auction dinner. Check out the e-bulletin for the link. Each week, we light our chalice to set this time apart and to mark it as sacred. If you're at home and you have a candle or chalice ready, I invite you to light it now as who? Oh, Lorenzo is lighting our chalice right now here in the sanctuary. So come on forward, Lorenzo.
Please repeat after me. It is a blessing to be. It is a blessing to be here. It is a blessing to be here now. It is a blessing to be here now together.
There is an old idea, older than any of our theologies, that human beings do not thrive alone. We are village creatures. We're made for the shared well and the common fire, for knowing the names of our neighbor's children, for sitting with someone in their sorrow without needing to fix it. We are made to be known, not just seen, but known in all our contradictions and becoming. This congregation is an invitation to that kind of life. Not easy life. Village life is demanding. It asks us to stay when leaving would seem simpler, to speak honestly when silence would be safer, to receive care graciously when pride would rather refuse it. But at the center of the village, if we tend it, if we choose it, is love. Not sentiment, not agreement, not the absence of difficulty, but love as a practice, love as a commitment, love as the reason we keep returning to one another week after week, making of this ordinary gathering something quite extraordinary. May we answer the call of love with gusto as we sing our next hymn, number 1014 in our teal hymnals, answering the call of love. Please rise in body or spirit. That's promise of the Spirit. Please be seated. Unless, of course, you are young at heart and you would love to come down for a time for all ages with Dory. Come on down or come on forward, regardless of age. Age can be deceptive. Come on forward. As long as you can get off the ground, you are welcome to sit on the ground. All right. Let's see what...
If you can't get off the ground, we can help you.
That's right. We are a village after all. We do that sort of thing, don't we? Yes.
Hello. You have something to say. I think I might know what it is. Hazel, what would you like to say? Your birthday's in 10 days. Last week, it was 17 days. I wonder how many days it will be next Sunday. We'll find out, I think. Hello. Welcome. Might need that later. Hello, everybody. Hello. Good morning. I have a question for you, one of a few. Has anybody here, ever crossed a bridge before? Yeah, okay. Bridges are things that connect us. Physical bridges connect roads. They connect land over water. Say it. They connect pathways over railroads, Ben says. There are also emotional bridges. Bridges connect us to our friends, our family, our communities. And today we're going to talk about something that's a little bit like a bridge, and that is the truth. I'm going to talk, Ben, and then maybe I'll have some questions for you. We're going to talk about the truth, and the truth is one of those emotional bridges that connects us to other people. When we tell the truth, we feel connected to our families, we feel connected to our friends, we feel connected to those communities. But I wonder, and you can raise your hand if this has ever happened to you, everybody, if you've ever found yourself thinking, ooh, I don't want to tell the truth right now. That makes sense. Telling the truth can sometimes be scary. It's a big deal to connect ourselves in that way to our communities. Sometimes we wish things happened in a different way. And so let me tell you a little story. Imagine there's a child, I'll stand up, and they're playing basketball. But you know what? They're not on a basketball court. They're inside the house. So they take that ball and they throw it. And you know what happens? Broke the window. Crash. Glass everywhere. And how is that child feeling now, do you think? Ooh, Hazel's doing this. Mistaken. They made a mistake. Maybe they're feeling a little scared and worried. What will my grown-up say? And so, when their grown-up comes home and sees the mess, they decide not to tell the truth. They feel scared and they say, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. And at first that feels really good because it's safe. Oh, I'm not in trouble. But something has happened. That truth bridge that was there between that family is cracked just a little bit with that lie. The child feels scared, and the grown-up maybe doesn't know how to help. It's a big deal. Telling the truth is scary, and it makes sense to want to tell those lies and those untruths. But maybe later that day, or in 2 weeks, or in 30 years, that child says, it was me. I was scared. I was afraid. And that crack begins to repair itself. Now the adult can help. Now the worry on that child has lessened. That community, that connection is getting stronger. Now, here is something that's important for all of us to hear, children and adults. telling the truth doesn't mean that we never, ever, ever make mistakes. Have you ever made a mistake? Yeah. We make mistakes our whole lives. But telling the truth means that you believe that your connections to your family and your friends are strong enough to withstand those mistakes. That you will still be loved even when you tell the truth about the mistake that happened. There's something else that we need to know about telling lies. Storytelling and playing pretend, that's different than telling lies. Lies tend to come from this place of being afraid. I made a mistake. I did something wrong. I don't want to get in trouble. But it's when we face that fear and when we show up in our truth that we can really be held in community. And here at the UU, I just want to make sure I say this just right. Here at the UU, we don't talk about truth as something that is going to get us in trouble. Truth is something that makes those bridges stronger. Truth is something that connects us to our friends and our family and our community members. And so today, remember this. Every time you tell the truth, you are building a bridge. And even if a bridge gets cracked, it can always be repaired. You are always worthy of love. And the truth can help us find our way back to one another. And now, let's sing our children's blessing, along with the motions that embody the message.
May our minds be open to new learning. May our lips bring truth into the world. May our hearts know love and our hands do the work of justice as we go our way in peace. As we go our way in peace. May our minds be open to new learning. May our lips bring truth into the world. May our hearts know love and our hands do the work of justice as we go our way in peace. As we go our way in peace. We now turn to the joys and the sorrows we carry individually and as a community. Will you take a breath with me? As we surrender to this moment, let us notice our body resting, grounded, supported by the earth. And as the piano begins to play, you're invited to come forward, light a candle, or place a stone at the table to your right, or add a note to the holding our grief wheel. Today's joys and sorrows we will hold in silence with no public sharing at the microphone. invite Jim to light one more candle on behalf of those who are not with us today or chose to remain seated. Whether your joys or sorrows have been named or remain in the silence of your heart, know that you are not alone. May we hold our earth in our hearts, with joy in her nature, in awe of her majesty, power, and resilience, taking responsibility for the hurts that we have caused her. Will you take another breath with me? This week, we hold in love Chris Borden and Kelly Moore. Please join me now in our sung meditation, our sung prayer, Sanctuary. Be so and amen. There's a story told about a small town in the mountains of northern Italy, a place called Rosetto Val Fortore. I don't know whether I pronounced that right, but it sounded good. Whose residents emigrated in great numbers to Pennsylvania in the late 1800s. They settled in a town they also called Rosetto. They worked hard, they ate rich food. Many of the men worked long shifts in the slate quarries. By most measures, they should have been no healthier than anyone else. But they were. For decades, researchers puzzled over the extraordinarily low rates of heart disease. They weren't exercising more than their neighbors. And then researchers began to look at something entirely different. The texture of life in Rosetto itself. And what they found was a village. People stopped on the street to talk. 3 generations lived under one roof and ate dinner together. Neighbors sat on their front porches in the evenings. Civic organizations were thick on the ground. No one was isolated. No one faced their troubles entirely alone. The researchers called it the Rosetto effect. What protected those people, what kept their hearts strong, was not diet or exercise or genetics. It was community. It was belonging. It was love expressed as daily, ordinary presence in one another's lives. Our anthem speaks to the way we as a community aspire to be with each other and the world. So I invite you to pay special attention to the lyrics and notice which lines resonate with you today at this moment. Is it a line about standing together in the night to mourn and bear each other's pain? Or the line about claiming our better selves again? Or the affirmation that we send our hope into the silence, our voices sure and strong. I'm curious to hear afterward what words or sentiments reflect who you feel we are right now, meeting this moment in time.
We lift our candles in the darkness. We stand together in the night to mourn and bear each other's pain, to claim our better selves again. We are the bearers of the light. We send our hope into the skies. We lift our voices sure and strong to set the human spirit free, to sing our shared humanity. We are the keepers of the song. We raise our eyes to the heavens, though the clouds may hide the stars. We stand, we sing, we shine our light. This is who we are. Join as one for peace and justice. Join as one to take the road so far. We stand, we sing, we shine our light. This is who we are. We raise our eyes to the heavens, though the clouds may hide the stars. We stand, we sing, we shine our light. We shine our light. This is who we
So which words did resonate with you? Anything? Light? Shine? This? I don't know. Well, every village has a center. Not always a visible one, not always a planned one, but always a lived one. At some villages center efficiency. Some center tradition. Some center status or productivity. But I think congregations flourish, truly flourish, when it centers love. Not love as sentimentality, not love as politeness, but love as practice, love as discipline, love as the steady decision to care for one another's spiritual growth and shared belonging. And what I want to suggest this morning is that we become that kind of village largely through one simple, profound practice. We become the village we pay attention to. We become the village that we pay attention to. There's a small story often told about the anthropologist Margaret Mead. And a student once asked her what she considered the first sign of civilization in human history. The student expected an answer about tools or pottery or fire. But Mead spoke about a healed femur bone. In the animal world, a broken leg usually means death. To survive long enough for a bone to heal, someone had to stay. Someone had to protect, bring food, keep watch. Civilization, she suggested, begins with sustained attention to one another. And perhaps congregational life does too. We become a village not through mission statements or bylaws, as important as they might be, but through what we notice. Who has gone quiet? Who lingers at social time? Who seems unusually tired? Who lights up when they talk about something they love? These small acts of attention quietly weave the fabric of belonging. Here's a story about a newcomer who visited a congregation for the first time. They came in quietly, sat in the back, and slipped out quickly after the service. No one introduced themselves. No one said hello. They returned the next week, not really sure why. But that morning, one person approached them gently and said, "I don't believe we've met yet. I'm so glad you're here." It lasted maybe 30 seconds, perhaps even less. But later that newcomer said, "That moment changed everything. I thought maybe I could belong here after all." It wasn't theology that did it. It wasn't programming. It was attention. Villages centered in love are built through thousands of these small, unnoticed moments of noticing. Our congregant engagement team proactively imagines how we can be attentive to newcomers and members alike. Our greeters are trained to be welcoming and engaging, and yet the team recognizes that creating a culture of welcome and of belonging involves all of us. What have you noticed about people sitting nearby? Feel free to look around for a moment. What are you curious about? What are you willing to share if someone were to show interest? We tend to imagine that the most important moments of congregational life happens here in this room, in formal worship. And yes, worship does matter, of course it does. But I want to suggest that the village is made in the hallways, in the kitchen, in the parking lot. It is made in the conversation that starts after the service and goes on so long, extended on ordinary weekday evenings to people who might otherwise spend them alone. Do you remember the first time you came here in person? Perhaps after checking us out online, perhaps because some sorrow was motivating you to seek a community. And I often hear of appreciation for the music, maybe the message, sermon, but some other congregants extending an invitation to join a group to go hiking, to meet for coffee, to watch a movie with other church ladies. There's a group like that out there, I know. That's often when the glass window begins to dissolve and suddenly you realize you are on the inside. One ordinary invitation, no committee, no curriculum, just someone who noticed and reached out. Love in a village is not primarily expressed in grand gestures or official programs. It lives in sustained, low-key attentiveness, the texture of daily and weekly life together, the web of small connections that eventually become strong enough to hold someone should they fall or need our help. Every village has times of plenty and times of scarcity. And the measure of a village's love is not what it does when things are easy. It is what it does when they are not. I recently heard a story about someone who had grown up in a small farming community in Vermont. Her family's farm had burned down. It was early spring, just before planting season, and the loss was devastating. Not just materially, but in the way such losses hollow you out and make the future suddenly uncertain. What happened next about when she talks about home? Within 2 days, neighbors had begun arriving with tools, with lumber, with food, with their own hands and backs and hours. Nobody organized it formally. Nobody sent out a sign-up sheet. People simply came. The barn was rebuilt, and she says the barn was never quite as important as the act of rebuilding, what it said about who these people were to one another. But she also tells another part of this story, one she took longer to share. That was how hard it was to receive that help. How her father, a proud man, had to swallow deep inside himself to allow his neighbors to do for him what he could not do alone. How learning to receive graciously is its own kind of courage. In our culture, we are taught to be self-sufficient. Needing help is coded as weakness. And so we bring our casseroles and our assistance to others. And then when we are the ones struggling, we say, no, I'm fine, because we do not want to be a burden. I tell this story about those other people in Vermont, but you know who you are. We know how hard it is for many of us to accept help. But a village cannot function when its members refuse to be cared for. Receiving care gracefully, gratefully, without excessive shame is also a gift you receive, a gift you give to the community. It allows others to be the neighbors they want to be. It keeps the web intact. A congregation centered in love creates conditions where people can say, I'm struggling, without fear of judgment or pity, especially pity. Where asking for help is understood not as failure, but as trust. Where the flow of care moves in all directions, not just from the strong to the weak, but between all of us, who are each strong in some moments and fragile in others. In old English villages, there was land that belonged to everyone, at the commons. No single family owned it. All could graze their animals there, gather wood there, meet there. It was held in trust for the whole community, and everyone had a responsibility to maintain it. We have a commons too. It's a little harder to see, but it is real. The commitment to gather, to hold space for one another's meaning-making, to tend the stories of birth and death and passages together. It is the shared covenant that says this community is worth maintaining, worth contributing to, worth showing up for. Loving the commons means each person asking not only, what do I get from this place, but also what do I bring to it? It means noticing where the community is threadbare and offering to help weave it back together. It means accepting that the congregation's health is not someone else's responsibility, certainly not the ministers alone or the boards alone, but ours collectively, because it belongs to all of us. A village where everyone only consumes eventually collapses. A village where everyone contributes, even in small ways, becomes something vibrant and relevant, a meadow of belonging, a shelter in seasons of storm, a village centered in love. Our Concord UU village is in the process of thinking about our own commons, the spaces and support that we can all rely on, that provide the foundation for how we live out our passions and how we care for each other and the world. The process involves decisions about the nature of our commons and the priorities we set as we manage our resources. Our leadership team has identified 6 areas of church operations that may or may not have the kind of funding we would like to see. So we decided to invite you into this process of weighing priorities and assessing competing needs. This finally is the time when you get to use those $400 you've totally been holding onto in your hands in symbolic money that you received when you entered the sanctuary. If you don't have any of that, do any of the ushers have a little extra? I hope there is some out there. And for those of you online, I will explain in a moment how you can participate as well. So in the sanctuary, there are 4 tables set up with 6 baskets or plates each. Can you bring up that picture? Okay, there's one over here, there's one over there, there's one in the back, and there's one up in the balcony. And in a moment, you will be invited to allocate your symbolic money to one or more of these 6 baskets. Please use the table closest to you so we don't get somebody from there running over here and vice versa. Right? And if you're a visitor and brand new or almost new to our congregation and wondering how you possibly got yourself into this situation, I suggest you just sort of go with the flow, not taking things too seriously, knowing that you won't be the only one a little uneasy about what is about to happen. After all, we've never done this. We are experimenting, and that is something we do like to do. So let me explain the 6 areas of church or village life, of village operations that are included in our budget allocation challenge. It is a challenge because we don't currently have the resources to fund them all at the level we are used to or would like to. Our gap is about $40,000. So the first basket is health insurance for our staff. Right, health insurance rates are going up by 20% this year. This means an extra $10,000 in funding just to maintain the status quo. No one's getting a Cadillac out of this. At least I haven't heard about that yet. So basket 2 is cost of living adjustments for staff. Just to keep up with inflation, we would need to pay our staff an extra 2.8%. So how important is that relative to other options? Music ministry. Basket number 3. We've broadened support for our music ministry by adding a few hours per week when we expanded the role of accompanist to music ministry coordinator. So how valuable is that to sustain, is it to sustain that shift? Basket number 4, facility maintenance staff We're in the process of hiring a facility manager to provide custodial services and help manage the physical care of our facilities. How relevant is that in your estimation? Basket 5, family engagement. A village depends on elders, and it depends on families with children to be present and to feel cared for. Family engagement is an area of actual and potential village growth. In future years, we envision much more robust staffing to support this growth. For next year, however, our challenge will be just to maintain what we have. So can that happen relative to other demands? And finally, basket number 6, newcomer welcoming. It's supporting a culture that proactively welcomes newcomers and follows up with visitors reflects another core value of who we aspire to be. Our director of membership and administration anchors this work. So how shall we allocate resources here relative to other options? Tough choices, I know, because what gets our attention in terms of our passion and in terms of our resources shapes the village we are becoming. So please take the next few minutes and allocate your $400 of symbolic money by adding those $10, $20, or $50 or $100 bills to the available baskets. And remember to head to the table closest to you. And for those of you online, I encourage you to use the QR code that is now appearing on the screen and enter your allocations into the linked form. Leah will also provide the link in the chat on the live stream page of our webpage. Please go ahead and make your Almost done here. A few more seconds. If you can have a seat if you are done with your selections. So zero back in on me. And take the pictures. All right, we're going to continue, and even as some of you are still adding your money here. So Heather, yes. A village centered in love is a beautiful idea. I hope you agree. And yet the ideas don't so much matter if we're not in a position to turn them into something concrete, something tangible. So here is the reality about the pledge campaign we're kicking off today. And since pledges make up over 60% of our funding, they are critical to every aspect of church life. The good news is that we have more people giving this year than before, raising our pledge total to more than ever before. Thank you. There are now 283 members and friends who provide regular financial support through their pledge. That's huge. Yay. Yeah, exactly. Right? That's awesome. Give yourselves a hand. The challenging news is that we are about $40,000 short of funding a budget for next year. About $16,000 of that is due to an anticipated reduction in rental income. And then there's the $10,000 to cover the increase in health insurance premiums. And we would likely need about $10,000 to offer COLA, the cost of living adjustments for our staff, to keep up with inflation. That's $36,000 right there that we have to make up. And the remaining $4,000 are to cover slightly higher costs for music ministry, facility management, and family engagement. So if you're pledging already and you're here in person, you will have received a letter from our stewardship team as you entered the sanctuary. If you didn't, there's more letters out there on the tables by alphabetical name. And those not here today, you will receive it by mail in the next few days. The letter reminds you of your current pledge and asks that you return the attached pledge card no later than Sunday, March 22nd, that is in 2 weeks. And if you just got a blank one, that is for you also to consider turning in. This year, the stewardship team invites you to express changes to your overall pledge in 2 different ways. So stay with me. This is an interesting approach here. Path 1 is the usual pledge card, right? The one at the bottom of that stewardship letter. We're hoping to raise $30,000 in additional pledges using that path, that way, that path number 1. And here's a quick calculation. If only just 85 of us increase our pledge by $1 a day or $30 a month, we will reach our goal. Path number 1 will support all budgeted items except for the COLA, the cost of living adjustment for our staff. So if you are motivated in particular or motivated in general to support our staff COLA, that 2.8% to cover inflation, the stewardship team came up with an additional way to increase your pledge. Path number 2. It works kind of like a giving tree. On 2 whiteboards, exhibit number 1, the other one's in the parlor, like the one right here, there are pieces of paper with dollar amounts on them. Can you scan out just a little bit there, Gavin? There's pieces that say $120 per year. There are pieces that say $60 per year or $30 per year, indicating increases that you might be willing to make to your overall pledge. And there's a space on each paper to write down your name. Don't write somebody else's name down. I mean, you can. And once you've written down your name, all you need to do is drop that piece of paper from the COLA board, these are our COLA, Cost of Living Adjustments board, into the pledge box that will be in the parlor for the next few weeks. And if all pieces of paper get taken, we will have raised the $10,000 for a 2.8% cost of living adjustment. If fewer pieces get taken, then the staff COLA will be proportionately less. A huge thank you already for taking advantage of these two different paths to increase your pledge. They are additive, so the combination of what you write on your pledge card and the number of pieces those of you visiting will be understanding that yes, once a year we dedicate a part of our service to launching our stewardship campaign. As Jim Curley, our stewardship chair, wrote in the stewardship letter, your pledge is not simply a line in a budget. It is a declaration that this village matters. It is an act of trust in our shared future. It is love made visible. May that be so, and amen. Thank you for your generous support of last week's outreach offering to support Waypoint, New Hampshire. Today's community plate will support court-appointed special advocates, CASA, of New Hampshire, in a nonprofit that empowers community volunteers to serve as advocates for children who have experienced abuse or neglect. CASA advocates get to know a child and the important people in their child's life. They provide vital information to help a judge make decisions based on the best interests of the child. CASA volunteer advocates are assigned one case at a time and generally give 10 to 15 hours a month. Last year, CASA served over 1,400 children throughout our state. Our morning offering will now be gratefully received.
You say your heart has been turned to stone. You say you want to be left alone. You say love only makes you weep and moan. Let me tell you something that you know in your bones. You say your heart has been turned to stone. You say you want to be left alone. You say love only makes you weep and moan. Let me tell you something that you know in your bones. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Hey, hey, hey. You say your soul like a dry riverbed. Stop waiting for the rain. Long ago you said, pray all night for the rain instead. Love like a tidal wave over your head. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Hey, 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 hey. Every woman, every child and man, you got the power in your own two hands. Get up, get out, get down in the water. Hey, hey, hey. You say waiting on love like waiting to drown. Open up your heart just to hear the sound. You best be ready when love comes around. tumbling down. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Hey, hey, love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Love is the power that won't be stopped. Love is the water that wears down the rock. Yeah.
Who needs a preacher when you have Mike on guitar, you know? Please. Woo! Yes. And he tells me he has a lot more like this in store, so I look forward to a lot more of that. Thank you. May we be transformed by our giving and by our singing. May the world be transformed by our gifts. So please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn medley. Love Will Guide Us, number 131 in our gray hymnals, and I've Got Peace Like a River.
Love will guide us, peace has guide us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. God peace like a river, I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. Joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Love will guide us. Love will guide us. Jesus guide us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. Strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain build in peace, honor one another, listen with an open heart. Stay curious, have courage, be kind, embrace the mystery, welcome awe, and live always the way of love. I invite you to extinguish your chalice at home as Eric extinguishes our chalice here in the sanctuary. Give it a try. See if you can make it work. And so we take the pressure off. Let's go to the next screen already. Please join me in reading aloud the words on our screen. Okay, there we go. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of this faith we share, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Now please join me in singing our unison benediction, and if you're comfortable joining hands or elbows, go ahead and reach out. And if not, reach out with your heart to all of us worshiping with you, knowing that you are not alone. Peace, and let our service continue.